Good money, good morning, all of the good things. I feel so good this morning, guys. I got a good night's rest, partially, okay? I can still use a few more hours. I've been up for a long time, guys. I've been up mm, for a cool little minute, but I felt compelled to grace you all with my wonderful voice this morning. Sorry, I had to get some water in. First drink of the day, I should have been had water. I keep telling myself to put like a bucket of ice water, like some ice water, frozen water next to my bed so that when I wake up, it would be melted and I can have cold water, right? It's always good to drink water when you first wake up to get your, look at you, Joshua. Joshua, you got that notification bell on, okay? Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, money getters, once again. I feel like I feel like the timeline could and the algorithm, well, my algorithm could use a cleanse this morning. Okay, a lot has been going on in the world, on YouTube, on social media, and if you're not careful, it will get to you. You'll begin to feel away. And as we're shifting into a new season, our mindset should be shifted. Our goals, um, how we're preparing for our day, right? Because we're going from warm weather to cooler weather. We're going from the exciting uh, summer brings with it just like a need to be outdoors, a need to be out and about, to travel, right? And I feel like with fall, it's a transition. We're going from being up and at 'em to calming down somewhat, you know. It's just like a different color scheme, right? It's like fall and oranges and yellows and greens. The leaves on the tree change. It gets dark earlier. I don't know about you, but I definitely, uh, my mood changes drastically as fall um, is on the horizon. So let's get prepared for that today. I have a good live for you guys this morning to help you prepare for the week ahead. So I hope you guys are ready. Like, I even want you guys to like just think about how you want your week to go. And if you have a journal, or if you want to go get your journal and a pen, or even a piece of paper and a pen, go ahead and do that real quick. I think that'd be a great idea to just reflect for a moment on the week ahead of you. I'm going to try to stay focused on my outline that I have prepared for this live. So, once again, welcome to everybody. Please say hello in the chat. Please hit the like button when you come in, and I'll be ever so grateful for you doing that. I just want to do like a quick, like a 1 minute cycle of deep breathing. If you are not aware of what deep breathing is, it's just basically in through the nose, and you want to allow your diaphragm to raise up and then out through the mouth. Like a quick breaths in, hold it, and then let it out for four. You can close your eyes if you want to. You can think of how last week was and what you learned from it. Continue to do your deep breathing. You can think about this week and the plans you have and how you would see them through and how you will be ready and willing to meet your mark this week. You'll be well rested. How you're going to prepare today for the week ahead. Sit with your thoughts right now and be mindful of how you feel. Be mindful of what's going on around you and just settle in it. Sometimes it's good to check in with your thoughts and feel and release any negative thoughts, any negative emotions, any negative feelings. Let them go. Give yourself that opportunity to really hone in on who you are, what you're all about, and how you want to be seen in this world without anybody else's uh, opinions, without the weight of the world on your shoulder. Just release it all right now. Release it all. Release whatever negative feelings and thoughts you have. Just release them. It's not about being positive right now. It's just about letting go. Sometimes I think we don't do that enough. Sometimes we don't let go. We're carrying around so much junk and we can't weed through it all. We can't process it all. So we got to drop it. We got to leave it where it's at. Leave it. Whatever's holding you back from getting to the next destination in life, drop it. Learn from it, grow from it, and move on. Anything that we want to do in life, we're going to have to focus on it, plan on it, and have the correct mindset for it. If you go into this week already with intentions that things are not going to work out, they probably won't. If you change your mindset and believe in yourself and say, I'm a good person, I deserve good things. If you plan, because you need a plan, you can't just want it. You got to have a plan to get it. And you have to be prepared to work for it. So I want you all to think about your plans for this week. And if you will focus on your higher power, whoever that is, mine is God. I'll be praying every morning. I'll be reading the word every morning, and I will be checking in throughout the day. A lot of times I don't do that, but check in with yourself again. Don't just let the whole day go by. It's good to focus and to meditate in the morning, but also do it in the afternoon, and also release whatever goals you didn't reach, whatever ambitions didn't quite make it. Be willing to release it and try again the next day. Don't get stuck in disappointments this week. This month, I started off really feeling negative and down in the dumps. I don't even know why I was feeling that way, but I felt very depressed. And I had to refocus my efforts. I had to really dig in deep, and I started listening to gospel music again to change the atmosphere, to stir up my spirit. And I had to start reading my Bible more and really studying the word, really just sitting with God. And I had to cry a lot of it out. I guess I just had a lot of negative emotions inside of me, and I had to release it. This week, I don't even understand how I ever felt that way. We can't allow moments and times, we can't allow one bad day to be the barometer by which we will react to life. We will have bad days, we will have bad moments. We will face negative mindsets. We will face negative emotions, but we cannot stay there. And how do we get over them? We remember the last time we felt negative, or we recall the last time things weren't going our way and how we did make it through and how we got over those stumbling blocks. You may not believe this, but everybody has stumbling blocks that they must overcome. Thank you, Rita, for subscribing. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you, Johnny Aranda. I thank you for tuning in. May you all have a blessed day. What's one goal you're setting for this week? You can share it here, or you can write it down on your journal, or if you're on your phone, you can put it in your notes. What will be one goal that you're setting for yourself this week? For me, starting tomorrow, my plan is, or starting today, my plan is to have my meals set and stick to them. My plan is to sleep or rest 8 hours without touching my phone, without looking up anything or writing down anything, but just have 8 hours of where I don't do anything. Maybe even turn off my television. Okay. As I really want to be in tune with me this week. I really want to be focused and determined. Another goal for me is to schedule the content that I'm creating, to make sure that I'm strategizing and that I have a plan, and not just wake up and just go about my day, that I have a plan. A lot of us have jobs, so our day is already planned for us. We know we must shower. We know we must make our lunches and have our meals planned. And we know we have to be at work and do our 9 to 5. So our days are already set. When you're a stay-at-home mom, you know you have a lot to do. So you have to schedule all that yourself, and you have to stay mindful and have your calendar set. You may have appointments. The kids that you have may have things that they need or things that are coming up. And then if you have outside ambitions like I do and things you want to get done, you have to schedule that in as well. If you have a job, or if you have a business, or if you're a content creator, no matter what it is, make sure that you are scheduling some time for yourself. When you pencil in all your appointments and everything that must be done, also pencil in time for you to have a little time for yourself, whether it's during your 15-minute breaks, whether it's during your lunch period. Take time out of the day to just sit alone with your thoughts. No electronics, no phone calls, nothing. Just sit quietly. It's okay to sit quiet and do nothing. Write down 3 things that you would do for yourself this week. Whether it be drink more water, whether it be get your step count up, whether it be meal planning, whether it be sleeping more. Write down 3 things that you can do this week to make your life better and to get more of what you need. I don't know about you guys, but we're almost 15 minutes in, and I feel better. I felt good when I got on here, but just those deep breaths and just really taking in the time to consider how I want my week to go, how I want things to go for me, it just feels better. Remember, no one can do for you what you can do for you. Nobody will do for you what you need. No one else will do that. The things that you require in order to have a good day, it must come from within. So know yourself and don't expect anybody else to do it for you. Also, don't wait around for anybody else to give you permission to take care of you. Do that on your own. You don't need permission. You don't need to ask if you can have that time. Work is work, your business is your business, but you are also a business. Pour into you daily. Yes, your children need you. Yes, your husband may need you, or your wife may need you, but you need you too. And without you being the best person that you can be and doing what you need to do for you, how can you be there for somebody else if your glass is always empty? So pour into you and make sure that you have what you need always. And then whatever's left, you can have that available to do what you want for others. But you come first. You come first. As the old saying goes, or the old adage goes, put your oxygen mask on first, then help others. So make sure this week you're eating healthy, you're exercising, you're meditating, you're journaling, that you're doing all the things that can help you be the best you possible. It takes work. You can't just wake up in the morning and already be prepared for life. You have to strategize. You have to plan, right? Just like when you wanted to get a job, you had to do job applications, you had to prepare for an interview. Well, every day you're preparing for a new job, and that's a new day, and that's your life. You will not meet your mark without proper planning and preparation. You would just procrastinate and waste a lot of time when you don't know what's coming next. I've already said the three things I'm going to do for myself this week, and they will be to just get more rest, to make sure that I'm eating according to my meal plan, and to make sure that I'm exercising more. I already have a busy week ahead of me, full of content creation and meetings and um, things like that, but I'm prepared for it, or I'm getting prepared for it. And you all, I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. I want to thank you all for liking this live, and I want to say to you all, have a good day, and I will see you next time. I hope you all take the opportunity to use this live to remind you to take care of yourself, and that you are good enough, and you are worthy, and you are deserving of good things. Don't let anybody tell you different, and don't you go telling anybody else different. Encourage one another and love on one another. We need it in this time that we're in. We're in a time of peril. So much is going on. Every day you turn on the news, there's some other tragedy. Anytime you get on social media, something crazy is going on. We have to do better at being our best selves, and nobody is saying that. Nobody is reminding us that we need to be the best people that we can be, that we have to love on each other, and we have to forgive each other and be there for one another. Nobody is saying that. It's every man for himself. It's all about me, what I want, what I need. Good morning, Simply Sunshine. How are you doing this morning, hon? We're having just a taking the opportunity to check in with ourselves and get prepared for the week. I saw that you were planning and you had your schedule out. What are three things that you have planned for the week simply? I was just telling the chat that I was planning to make sure I get more rest and drink more water, and that I schedule my meals and that I plan for my meals ahead of me, um, because I haven't been doing that. I'm still eating clean, but I notice I'm eating more, and I notice that I'm not getting enough water and I'm not eating enough vegetables. I'm kind of just eating whatever, and my body's been slowing down on the weight loss as a result. So I have to get back in there. I'm like, oh, I don't have the motivation. It's not about motivation sometimes. Sometimes it's just getting disciplined and knowing what you're supposed to do, right? And if we don't sit down and strategize how we're going to do a thing, whether it be losing weight, um, becoming monetized as a content creator, whether it's improving our health, we can do those things. I've seen people who have had strokes, who have been told that they will never get better. I've seen people who were paralyzed, who were told they will never walk, start walking. You got to have faith. You got to have faith. And you have to pray. And you have to believe even when the doctors say no, even when the world says no, even when you have nobody to push you or encourage you or motivate you. You have to tell yourself yes. And you have to work as hard as it takes or as long as it takes to get to your destination. More rest, workouts, same. I've been eating good, but more planned meals. I usually make a menu. That's a good tip. Um, this morning I was hungry kind of early, but I grabbed some grapes, which I didn't want to do. I like eating protein in the morning, so I got a can of tuna and I boiled some eggs. And that's not something I would normally have for breakfast, but I want to lose weight and I want to gain muscle. So eating low calorie meals like that, like the tuna and eggs, is going to help me achieve that. So right now, it's not about what Charity wants to eat. It's more about what goals I want to reach. So let's remember that too. Like, let's not stay up late. Let's go to bed at a decent hour and let's wake up early because our goals demand that we wake up early and get our day started, right? I want to feel less bloated, so knowing what is causing that and decrease and remove those things. Um, Simply a tip for you. I said, I don't know if you remember this, I talked about BioK. It's a probiotic. And it tastes like yogurt a little bit. You shake it up really good and you drink like a third of it. But that helps a lot with bloating. Sourdough bread helps a lot with bloating. I just realized this. I was eating beans because of the fiber and protein and trying to not eat meat. But beans cannot be on my menu. When I tell you I was so sick, when I tell you I was so sick this week from eating veggie tacos, and they were so delicious, but they didn't agree with my body. So, and I hadn't been having like bloating and things like that until I ate the beans. Also, you can look at the low FODMAP or FODMAP diet and eliminate things like onions and things like that and reintroduce certain things to see what's causing the bloat. But I know you're a coffee drinker and I know you don't want to hear this, but coffee and caffeine can also cause it. So, um, yeah. Hey, Sandra, good morning. You don't stay up anymore? That's good. Staying up late is not good for us. It messes up our circadian rhythms, and we need that rest. We need that rest to be our best selves. Now, I haven't been sleeping a lot, and my sleeping hours and sleeping habits have been off, and I noticed that I start stuttering more. I start stammering. I can't find the words I want to use when I get like that. I'm the type of person that requires a lot of sleep. As I'm nearing the age of 50, I need a lot of rest. Like, I can't go like I used to go in my 30s. I need naps and I need 8 hours of sleep. You took coffee off for a week and felt different. Um, Simply, I was drinking chai tea like crazy this year. I mean, like crazy. I love chai tea so much. But I finally was able to give it up. I don't know. I just stopped going to Starbucks. And I had even bought some chai tea for myself at home. And I like had to throw away like 2 or 3 cartons of it. Because it went bad in my refrigerator. And it was never open, but I just stopped drinking it 1 or 2 days, and then I was able to readjust. Now I know chai tea doesn't have as much caffeine, and I know you do. You drink your coffee black? I believe you drink it black, so it's going to be a lot harder for you to stop drinking coffee, because I know you love your coffee, girl. But I just told myself I want to feel better. Like now that it's getting calmer, now that it's getting cooler, I'm gonna want a chai tea. But I have made the decision that I will not stop eating clean, that I will not go off the clean eating diet until my birthday in February. I want to make a permanent change. I want it to make a lasting change. Um, I know a lot of people say everything in moderation. That's fine, but I still have weight to lose. I still have vitals that I want to get normalized, and they are there, and I want to keep that. And I still have goals for myself that I want to have a healthy mind and healthy body, that I want to become a healthy eater. And eating everything in moderation is not going to get me there. So it's hard. It's been difficult. Like, I don't even want or crave anything, but I'm so used to eating whatever. So it's hard. I've been talking about it a lot because, shoot, it's hard. And I've been going up and down the same 1 or 2 pounds this for the last 2 weeks. And that's because I've been eating a lot. I haven't been eating outside of the clean eating lifestyle, but I have been eating a lot of frozen grapes, and I've been eating a lot of nuts. And I haven't been drinking a lot of water because eating the frozen grapes, I'm not as thirsty, I guess. You use creamer? Mm-hmm. That extra sugar. That a lot of people think that it's grease, like greasy foods and stuff like that, but they don't realize they don't give sugar the amount of respect that it deserves. Sugar will do a number on you. Sugar will make your body hurt. It will make your joints swell. People think it's salt, but it's sugar. Salt you can get out of your body with water. Sugar sits in your fat and makes your fat cells swell around your joints. Sugar makes you want more sugar. Like, the caffeine gets you buzzing and you want that caffeine, but also you want that sugar. So what I was doing, I was drinking chai tea every day, and then the sugar in it would just like give me a rush, and then I would come. It would give me that spike, and then it would bring me all the way down. So I would be so tired. Like nowadays, I get tired, when I don't get enough sleep. But I would be so exhausted drinking coffee. So I did have go in the kitchen and get like a handful of grapes, but I did also boil my eggs. So I'm gonna have my eggs and tuna. It's not ideal for breakfast, but I'm gonna get my day started with protein, and that's what I will be doing for the rest of this week, making sure I have something like that, and then I'll probably go until my next snack period with like a Greek yogurt, so that I'm constantly eating protein, and then from that point on, lunch I'll have like maybe a salad or veggies, and then dinner I'll have something, um, just so I can meet my goals better that way. I'm trying to get to at least 100 grams of protein a day and stay under 1,500 calories. I know when I get 8 hours of sleep, when I drink at least 80 ounces of water and I stay at 1,500 calories a day, I lose 3.5 pounds a week. So without exercising or doing anything else, I can lose 3.5 pounds in a week. So I got a lot more weight to lose. I'm still right now. I'm at 33 pounds lost in 2 months. Yes, the sugary foods is horrible for us. Well, smoothie is better probably for you than coffee, but um, those sugars in the smoothies, um, what the science is saying and what is being recommended now is that we start our day off with protein so that we can get our, and I guess it just depends on your goal, but it also helps to better regulate our blood sugar. I started noticing that when I ate bananas in the morning, when I ate sweet things in the morning, or I started my day off with carbs, I started noticing that my heart would race a little bit. And that was because my blood sugar was off. And I know that it was off because I was feeling really tired after I ate in the morning. Like I would eat something in the morning, like a chai tea or a Danish, and then I would feel really sluggish. And then I would be so tired, so I knew my blood sugar was up. And then when I went to the doctor, my blood sugar was a 5.9. Um, so I would recommend like eggs in the morning or whatever protein sources you like, and then maybe a smoothie for a snack, an hour or two after that or whatever, so that your blood sugar isn't increasing. It's bio and just 1K. Um, they sell it at health food stores. They sell it at Sprouts. Um, but I have a short with it on there. I'll take a picture of it and post it on my community wall so you can see it as well. It also comes in a pill form. I've never had it in a pill form. Here where I live in California, it's mostly like $6 for the little small bottles. You don't drink it all, and it lasts for 3 days. And they come with caps. Like sometimes the stores have them, sometimes the stores don't. But you want to shake it up really good. I like strawberry the best. And you drink it, and I'm telling you, it will have you be prepared to, if you have bloat, be prepared for it to come out from the top or the bottom, but it's going to come out. And I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much different. But you drink a third of it to start, and so drink it over 3 days, and you're going to see the difference. And you're going to see that bloat leave your body. hmm Yeah, I like scrambled eggs. The other day, I made 4 scrambled eggs in the morning. But yeah, they also said, well, eat egg whites. I don't want just the egg white. I like the yolk. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll start worrying about my cholesterol in a minute. I'm sure I'm doing way better than I was doing uh, 2 months ago. 2 months and 6 days ago. I know I'm doing way better than then. So, because my cholesterol, I know. And actually, my cholesterol, after a month of eating clean, all my levels returned to normal. So, my blood sugar, 5.4. So, I'm out of the woods for diabetes. Blood pressure, the other day, it was like 118 over 60. My cholesterol numbers were iffy. Most of them were good, but one of them was a little higher than it needed to be. So I do need to work on the cholesterol. But outside of that, all my numbers were good, and I felt different. This last couple of weeks, like I said, I haven't been eating as many vegetables as I need to. I haven't been as uh, diligent about my eating, and I feel the difference. So I got to get back to how I was eating, because I was getting up early in the morning. I was running around all these different stores. I was doing the doggone thing. So I just want to stay in that vein and just not count calories really, or but just be mindful of what I'm eating and just develop a routine where I buy certain foods and I already have them in the house. Like yesterday, we went to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is not a healthy food store. I don't know why people think that. I mean, everything is in a package. I'm like, everything is packaged in this store. It's like, and they have some, well, the store where I live, they have some fresh fruits. I guess it's not as bad, but anything that's in a package, you know it has lots of sodium and lots of sugar. So I was just like, okay, but I do like their dried cherries. Dried cherries aren't clean. They're not a clean food, but we'll get to that point. Right now, I need something to compensate for the chocolate that I no longer eat. And then I've been eating a lot of potatoes like crazy because I want like a potato chip or something like that. So I've been, uh, yesterday I did only eat one potato. Usually I've been making like two of like the medium sized golden potatoes, but I was chopping them up in chunks. And it does make a difference how you slice your potatoes. I don't know if you know that. So now I slice them in circles, and you get a lot out of a potato when you do it that way. So I did that, and I only ate one medium potato yesterday. So I'm doing better with that. You like Whole Foods? You might be able to find BioK at Whole Foods. I'm not sure. You know what? All my life, my mom just bought russet. I didn't know the difference. If I had a different potato, I didn't know. I know some were creamier, and I just thought, okay, maybe they put milk or butter. I knew about red potatoes, but when I got older, but I just always bought Idaho potatoes until I started making crab boils, and I bought the red potatoes. And then golden potatoes, I start buying those as well. And I'm like, wait a minute. Idaho potatoes are for French fries and baked potatoes, right? Red potatoes are for like potato salad. And those golden potatoes are for like a roast. But I still just have been air frying the golden potatoes. I just buy the medium ones and I slice them up and put olive oil and a little cowboy seasoning and I put them in the air fryer. Yeah, I haven't been gaining any weight. I haven't been losing weight. I stopped losing, but I also haven't been gaining. So, and I've been eating a lot of potatoes, a lot of frozen grapes. So, but like I said, I'm starting to feel a little bit more sluggish, and I had a lot of energy, so I got to go back to that. Hey, Sabrina. No, I do not have a Labubu. Where did I go to this weekend and I kept seeing Labubus everywhere? Where was I? Look at me, my memory completely gone. Where did I go to? I was with my daughter and she was like, look, they have a Labubu. Where did we go? I gotta think about that. That's funny. But I know what Labubus are, but no, I do not have one. Hey, Aubrey Jones. I like that, Aubrey. Is that how your name is really spelled? That's different. Yeah, slice is definitely better. I told my kids, I said, it's like potato chips. My kids was like, it's not like potato chips. I'm like, yes, it is. They was like, you got to dehydrate them. I'm like, that's not how you make potato chips. You deep fry them, you little bird brains. But no, you slice potatoes and you deep fry them. You slice them really thin. But mine weren't super thin, but they were kind of thin. I don't like crunchy potatoes. Um, if I was making potato chips, that would be different. But I could have made those. I could have sliced them very thin and let them crisp up in the air fryer. That would have been a good thing to do as well, right? Be natural, no preservative. That. Now you got me thinking, where did we see those Labubu's? I love potatoes and sausage. I use the Hillshire Farm sausage, and I'll slice those up and do like fried potatoes with onions and exactly bell peppers. That's a meal. I make fried potatoes and onions with sausage all the time. That's a meal over here. That's a meal. And with some eggs on the side, baby, that's a good meal too. And you're nice and full. I like to eat things in the morning that will keep me nice and full for hours. And so I don't have to really think about it. And I do that a lot as well. Like I'll eat at 9 and I'll make a potato bowl. That's my favorite thing right now, simply. Potatoes in the air fryer, then a scrambled egg with cheese, avocado, salsa. Ugh, it's a lot of calories though. But when I eat that, that's supposed to just be like something that'll carry me through for the half of the day. And it usually will, especially if I have a lot of errands to run. I won't be hungry like that. Everybody's different, Aubrey. Everybody's different. And that's what makes us so unique. That's what makes us special. We're having that this week in salmon croquettes and rice and veggies another day. Oh, you're making your menu now? That's what I try to do. I usually know what I have in my kitchen, and I usually go, okay, this is what I want to eat. But and this month I didn't buy a lot of food. I didn't buy a lot of food at all. We still got the rest of the month, but I've been buying a lot of food, and a lot of it goes to waste. Like I buy a lot of vegetables, and that's probably why I haven't been eating a lot of vegetables because I buy them. I'll buy lettuce or something like that. I gotta go buy more lettuce today, as a matter of fact. But I buy different things, and we don't end up eating it all, and then it goes to waste. Or I have a lot of meat, and then once it's for me, if meat is more than a month old in my freezer, I really won't cook it. So, and then it'll just stay there because I don't want to throw it away. So I said, no, I won't do that. And what I got right now is just like a bunch of chicken in my freezer. And because when I buy ground beef, I make it the same day. I don't like meat when it starts turning brown or being in. I don't like frozen ground beef. I usually buy it and cook it the same thing day. Same thing with steaks. My deep freezer, I have to have it picked up. Um, it had it had got frozen over because it was so packed with food. So I had to chisel it away, and I threw away half of the stuff, and then I turned it down lower so it could defrost. And when I came back, the freezer stopped working. But I guess I had it for 12 or 13 years, but a deep freezer will. So I don't know. And I just decided I don't know because I can't tell you how many times I've filled that thing up and ended up throwing it away. If I get a deep freezer, it would just be ice cream and things like that. And I don't buy ice cream and stuff like that. I'm those sorbets and Sam's Club, but I don't eat a lot of that stuff. And like I said, I'm trying not to overeat anyway. So I don't know how much in my house. Yeah, my mom was like, you could still use that meat. That meat is so good. It's still good. You can freeze it. Listen, listen. I don't want freezer burnt food. I don't care what you're talking about. So I'm just gonna buy less food, and that way I won't waste it. So I have like 5 packs of meat in my freezer, and really not a lot else. I got like some frozen vegetables in there. Um, but yeah, everything is new. I cleaned the whole refrigerator out um, a couple weeks ago, and everything is new. I think maybe we had 2 packs of chicken from last month, and I cooked one of them, and I'm gonna cook the other one probably tomorrow. Are you okay, Aubrey? Right, simply. I don't. I don't think I've ever eaten anything more than 2 to 3 months old, or maybe like 2 months old. Maybe 2 months old. I'm not doing it. And then it's not just about, we know it's still good, right? Because it's been frozen. But the thing about it is the taste and the texture. Like once it's been frozen that long, and they're already freezing and unfreezing it before we get it. So, so I don't want to keep doing that at home. So no, I'll just have to shop more. I'll just have to go to the store more, and that's okay too. And that's why I need to just meal plan better and just have what I'm going to have for the week and have all the vegetables I need for the week, all the fruit I need for the week, everything I need for that week, and make sure I cook whatever I planned out. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do that today. I'm going to go look at my refrigerator and see what's in there and make a plan for the week. Go do some researching online um, and see what meals attract my eyeballs. What's your favorite color, Aubrey? Aubrey, did you hit the like button for me when you came in? And how old are you? Some of y'all come in here and start asking weird stuff. I don't know how old you are or what you're thinking or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm actually about to go eat my tuna and eggs right now. You guys have a good day, and I'll probably be back on here later, going live. I'm going to get my hair done today, so I'm excited about that. I'm changing my style. Well, changing my hair color. I did blonde all summer, which was fun. It was the first time I did blonde hair. Um, and I thought it was extreme, but a lot of people said they loved it. My mother, who is probably my worst critic, she was like, I think that color suits you. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, that's your color. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't expect her to say that. So I was like, that's cool. So yeah, now I'm going to switch it back up. Um, you guys can decide, or you guys can speculate, or let me know what you think would look better, burgundy or copper. Which one do you think I chose? Which one do you think I'm doing? See you later. Thank you. Thank you, Simply. I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm out of here. God bless and have a good day. You think one of those reds? Yep, it's gonna be one of them. One was like a orangish, like a copper or a ginger, and the other one was burgundy. Um, but I did like them both. I feel like um, I feel like the orange would be for fall, and the red kind of like, I don't know, like a winter. But I don't know, you guys. I got the hair already, so I don't know. But I'm in love with both of them. Last year, I just started experimenting with different colors, and I started off slow because I always use black hair. Once I had like a deep purple, and you couldn't, like, you had to get right up on it and see that it was purple. But what I did last year was I started like doing like the back of my hair, like my undercut. I would start off with that color, like I would do like a red. Then I did a blue one time. Then I did a purple. And then I said, you know what? Let me do my whole head. Because I think my daughter, she had burgundy in her hair. And I was like, that looks so good on you, those burgundy braids. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And so finally I did it. And then I saw Mary J. Blige. She had the copper colored hair. And I was like, I love that. So last summer, I decided I was going to do blonde in the summer. Thank you, Simply. You're too kind. Thank you, Aubrey. So I was in the store with my aunt, and we were talking to this lady, and we were talking about blonde hair, and she was showing me a picture of her mother. She said, "My mother always used to wear blonde hair, and she's your complexion." And she showed me her mother, and her mother had red lipstick. Her mom looked so good. I was like, okay, I'm doing that. But we were in the fall, and I had already had burgundy braids, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it when it heats up because I felt like the blonde would be more for summer. So this year I didn't go blonde. I was gonna go blonde, but I said no, I'm not ready yet. And I started off with like a blonde and brown mix, and it had black in it. So, and I love that color. I'm gonna do that color probably again soon. But I love that color with the blonde and brown and black. And so I said, okay, next time I get braids, and I think I did black hair. I don't know why I did black first, but then I said, okay, when I take these down, when we get to summer, I'm gonna do blonde hair. And I did it, and it took me a minute to get used to it, but I did. Purple. I see that. I almost thought about getting a purple like your hair is, and you already know I instantly thought of you. And I think turquoise will look good on you too. My sister had like a blue and turquoise mix. It was really cute, and she got a lot of compliments for it. Um, but yeah, I think turquoise would be really cute on you. So I don't see why not. I don't see why not do it. hmm I feel like the different color braids, gives me a chance to just switch up and not have to worry about my hair breaking off because I'm not dyeing my own hair, right? I'm just wearing different color braids. And I don't know about you, Simply, but when I grew up, it was like, oh, those colors don't look good on you, or um, like little black girls were made to think we could only have certain things and we could only do things a certain way, right? Like I waited till I was in my 40s to get a nose ring. I waited until a year or two ago to start wearing colored hair. Absolutely, like, and that's why I tell people, don't pigeonhole your kids. I let my kids get. I don't like them to get tattoos because tattoos are permanent. And usually you'll say you want a tattoo, and then once you really think about it, after you get it, you'll have like buyer's remorse. Some people don't, but most people do. Like I have tattoos I wish I never got, and they're so big. Like I have a big, burly man looking tattoo on my arm. What was I thinking? Yes, I think I was in my 30s when I got when I got this tattoo. I saw it on somebody else and I thought I wanted it. And I'm like, why would you get something that big on you? I think I might get it covered up though. The ones you want you wouldn't like now at 50. I still would have wanted tattoos Simply, but I would have wanted them more cute and petite. Like I would have wanted smaller ones, like on the inside of my arm, or something nice, you know, like in different places. I wouldn't have wanted this big one on my arm. This is the one I would not have wanted on my arm. But I let my kids have a little bit more freedom. Now, what they want to do is dye their hair and things like that. I don't want them to dye their hair because I'm like, you guys are not going to take care of your hair well enough to have dye in your hair. And what I tell Kamari, I said, don't dye your hair. Kamari's hair was long and thick and jet black. She started dyeing it. Her hair has not been the same since. And she dyes it and changes it every other day, But she was like, it's just hair. It's just hair. And now my other daughter wants to dye her hair. So I promised her that I would allow her to go to the beautician and get her hair dyed. So I'm going to let her do that. Mm, I don't feel bad for me, honey. Feel bad for yourself. And as a matter of fact, Wait a minute. Okay, I had to get them off of my page. I could see they were getting more and more negative. I don't know what they were on, but you were ingressed on this page. I don't even want that in my I don't want that vibe. Now the 13 want to wear makeup because her Caucasian friends can. I said no mascara and eyeliner enough, no lashes, yet no dye. You know what? They have to start learning because I still don't know how to do my eyebrows yet. And if they don't learn right now, then they won't know how to do it when they get older. My girls, they like to put makeup on, but they didn't wear it out. Um, my daughter, Kiara, she's an adult now, in her mid 20s, but she started doing makeup at like 12, 13. I was buying her own Mac because she was doing really good and her face would look so pretty. And she would spend hours in the bathroom doing her face, but she wouldn't, and then she would wash it off. She would never wear it outside. So I was like, it's okay for her to practice. Same thing with Kamaria. Kamaria would be in her room trying different makeup looks. Um, my daughter Robin, she started trying different makeup looks, and I was like, oh, maybe you should do it like this. And she would just look at me and just glare at me like, girl, shoot, that was last year. But this year, Robin has her look down. She has her little eyeliner, and she has her eyebrows perfect, and she looks so cute. It's not a bunch of makeup, but I think that African Americans, we pigeonhole our children, and that's why they're not as creative, and that's why they don't have as much ambition because they're told no, no, no. And meanwhile, their counterparts, the white kids, you see little boys, they have blonde streaks of hair or they'll have like green hair, like, and they're like 10 years old, right? You'll see some of the white kids, they have piercings everywhere. And if that's how your kid expresses himself and they're getting good grades, they're going to school, they're not disrespectful, why not? Why not let them do that? It's not hurting anybody. And I was standing in the line registering my kids for school, and it was this girl that came through. She had these like furry boots on, and she had like this blue hair, and I mean she was dressed kind of like, I don't know, like an anime or something like that, right? And so the black guy behind me, he said, because her mother was dressed a little bit like that too. He said, well, you see where she gets it from. Like, no wonder that she dresses like that. I said, well, there's nothing wrong with her dressing like that. I was like, that's what's wrong with us. We don't let our kids express themselves. We tell our kids, no, you can't have this, or no, you can't have that. And our kids are stifled and depressed. If that's the way she feels good about herself, I'd rather see her do that than be gang banging or out here doing something crazy, right? Absolutely, simply. I was telling my mom's, my good friend, she's a family friend. She is like family, and she might be listening, but she has twins, and she allowed her daughters to dye their hair now, and she allowed them to get piercings. And she has an older daughter who is much older, and she said, "Mom, you gotta let them do things." And she said she remembered how, with her, how she didn't really, let her do different things, and I didn't let my daughter do different things either. I have a daughter that's older, um, because of how my mom raised me and things like that. And now, my daughters be like, "Can I get this color braids?" What were we told? Oh, that's being grown, or that's being this. No, it's not. Oh no, you can't wear pink hair, or no, you can't do this and that. That's ghetto. No, it's not. That's who they are. Hey Ryan. Hey Ryan. Good morning. Hey and Angel. Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing? Like, let people be who they are. Let people say what they want to say. Let people think differently, even if it sounds outrageous. You don't know what you can get out of a person if you allow them free expression. As long as it's not derogatory, racist, or sexist, you want to make sure that your children have self respect and that they respect other people always. But I go to the school and I see these kids dressed all kinds of ways. I see some kid, this one boy, he was walking out the school. His hair was so fly. It was burgundy and it was so fly. His hair looked prettier than a woman's. I'm like, wow, his hair looked gorgeous. I see some kids, they have on like, uh, they look like the anime cartoons kind of. Some black girls dress like that as well, and I'm like, how cool! Like I'm just watching the kids, people watching, and I think it's so cool that you have all these different kids with different personalities and different forms of self-expression, and nobody is bothering nobody, right? Like even the gay kids and the feminine boys, they have the ability to do that now. Kids couldn't be themselves when we were growing up. That's why we didn't see any gay kids, because they couldn't be gay. They couldn't be free. And nowadays, these kids, they are more accepting of one another and they allow each other to do them. And I love that. Yes, no, but like, I feel like too, like it should be age appropriate. Um, because sometimes these kids will try you. I fought with my daughter last year about how short her skirt was, but and it's still short this year. But I'm tired of fighting these girls. Um, it didn't look bad. I didn't want her to have spaghetti straps or any of that. And that's what the teens are wearing now. If you go to Walmart, if you go to Macy's, any department store, all the shirts are spaghetti straps. And I'm just like, I had such a hard time with that. Like, I didn't want them wearing spaghetti straps. And mainly that was because of the way I was brought up. Like I said, the white kids, they're wearing spaghetti straps. They're wearing mini skirts and things like that. That's what they sell for their age. That's age appropriate for a 16, 17-year-old. And yes, you don't want your kid to be showing their butts or whatever like that. But a teenager is going to wear different types of clothes like that. And as long as they respect themselves and it's not butt cheeks hanging out and just cleavage hanging out, you know, because it's going to come a time when they can't wear that stuff no more anyway. I'm glad you came by too. Oh, the boys are wearing polish now? Now, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But at the same time, I've seen some guys, they've had the black polish on their nails. I don't see anything wrong with that. Sometimes, like I said, self-expression is self-expression. It's not about wanting to be gay or anything like that. And even if it is, that's their right. Um, I don't want anybody to walk around feeling like they're hated or like they can't be them, and so they have to conform. I don't want to conform, and I don't want kids that conform. I told my kids, if you don't want to go to college, you don't have to. It's whatever you want to do. I did all that stuff because that's the way it was in the 80s and 90s. But I did all of that so you don't have to. You don't have to sit at a cubicle. You don't have to sit at a desk and, be bored to tears like I was. I was bored to tears in college. I hated it. I was bored at work, you know. Um, my creativity was stifled, and then, just so many other things that just, like you got to make things different. Like we're in a different world, and people should be able to express themselves and be creative and come up with new ideals at work. It shouldn't just be, okay, these are the rules, this is the regulations, dot, dot, dot. You go by the book, nothing changes, even if it's not working. And if you deviate from it and you don't do everything to the letter of the law, then you get fired. Please. Hey, Elevator, good morning. Thanks for tuning in, guys. You like mini skirts, and at least mine ass shorts and the crop tops we fight about. Girl, I used to be wearing some stuff when I was 16 or 17. And listen, I was a teen mom. I don't have teen moms, thank God, over here. So And my kids are very different than me. I'm more outspoken. Um, uh, I'm a little crazy, and my kids are really like real chill, real nonchalant. Like they don't let things get to them, but they haven't had the same type of lifestyle that I've had, and I'm grateful for that. And they teach me a lot. They'll pull my coattail a lot. And that's exactly what I wanted to raise was kids that can express themselves and say, hey mom, but you told us this and how come you're doing that? But hey mom, that's not right. And I'll be like, you're right. I don't tell my kids do as I say or I'm grown. I'm grown. Don't tell me what to do. I don't tell my kids that because I'm raising my kids to be respectable, God fearing people who are capable of making mistakes, who won't always get it right, but they know how to readjust and recommit themselves to their goals. I want them to have that type of structure and that type of discipline, where they eat healthy, where they exercise, where they pray every day, because those things are going to serve them well, not because I want them to be regimented and religious. I want them to have God to turn to when life gets beyond them. I want them to treat their bodies right because I don't want them to have some of the illnesses that I have, right? So that's the kind of thing I teach them. And I want to teach them to be good people, to be change makers. And I also teach them to think outside of the box. Like, don't think inside the box. I hate that. I do not want you to color in the lines. I don't want you to do what everybody else is doing. March to the beat of your own drum. You're an individual, you know. Yours is 13, so we bad on the 21-year-old. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I said, I'm trying to change with time. Right. That's another thing, too. Like, my daughter that was older, she was like, you don't get it by now. You still don't get it by now. And she's like, you didn't let me do that. And I'm like, why are you comparing yourself to your sisters? I learned to be a different mom. I learned because I was your mom. I learned to pay more attention. I learned to listen more. I learned to that I need to be my kids' only source of information. I don't want them being raised by anybody else with me being at work all day and somebody else telling them what to do. Um, outside of school, I want to be the person that formulates their mindset. And of course, I want them to be able to think for themselves, but I want to have um, a bearing on who they become as women. With my older kids, they had to be they had to be with other people while I worked, and sometimes I worked 2.5 days, so that's 2 overnights at mom's. I care about my mom, I love my mom, but she's way different than me. She's way different from me, way different personal, and just everything. And me and her, we battle a lot. That's why we battle a lot, because I think different. I battle a lot with most people because I think different and I'm going to say how I feel. I'm learning now as I got older to, first of all, I don't want everybody in my head like that. And number two, some things are best left unsaid. I don't have to be controlled by others' opinions, and I don't have to prove points. So I don't try to prove points anymore. And I don't try to prove points to my mom anymore. Like, you think how you think, you live how you live, and you do things the way you do them. And I'm going to do me and do it the way I do it. If that means that, you know, we don't see as much of each other, we don't talk as much, then I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with, you know, somebody doing things or thinking a certain way that's contrary to how I feel and think. You know, I don't do that. And so that's just the difference. Who sounds like your 33-year-old? Oh, my daughter. Yeah, yeah, she's a trip. Having all girls is a trip. It's like you got 5 different versions of you, and it's a lot, But and I had to recently just like think about something with my oldest daughter. Like, things that she do. Like I would be really hard on her. I was really hard on my first two daughters, and I think that's a different. I had high expectations for them, and I would, really hold their feet to the fire. My last three, I don't do that as much. I'm more lax. I'm older though. I'm more seasoned. My oldest daughter is in her 30s. Yeah. And then I have Kiara, who's in her 20s, and then I have the last three who are teenagers. I had my oldest one when I was really young. So in essence, we grew up together. And it's crazy because when I had her, I knew so many people shooting it. For the longest time, so many black girls were having babies as teenagers, um, which in today's era seems so, it seems so, I don't know what's the word I want to use, but today I don't see that happening as much. I don't know if it's because of who I know, right, and the people I'm around, but I don't see that happening. I saw one little girl, not yeah, little girl, because that's what she was. Teenagers are little girls, and she had got pregnant. I felt so bad for her, and I'm like, wow, is that how I came off as a teenager, as a teen mom? I felt super bad for her. I'm like, wow, like you know, and I didn't feel this way at the time, but it just changes the course of your life. Like you shouldn't be a mom as a teen. You was a senior in high school with your oldest. Yeah, I'm glad mine's in either. I got two more. Well, the last three, I got to get them out of there. I don't want to, because you don't want to ever like act like you're so high and mighty and above. But I feel like that generational curse has been broken in my family as a whole. And that's really, what I want them to be able to do. I want them to be able to reach for the stars. And they can't do that if they got to think about somebody else. Like for the most of my life, I've had to be responsible and think about somebody else. And that changed the trajectory of who I became. Like I could have been with who I was at that time, the intelligence I had, the creativity I had, the imagination I had. I could have done so many things differently. But um, I had to not worry about, but I had the responsibility of a child. And my mom helped with her a lot. My mom really helped with her a lot. So I still, got to do a lot. I didn't, I still I graduated high school a year early. I still went to college. My mom was like, if you want to go away and you want to live on campus, I'll take care of her. And I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. uh, I got my own child. But yeah, my mom did help a lot with her. But right, I'm just glad they're making changes in that area of life. I just want them to live and enjoy and travel. Yeah, and kids later, right? Like go see the world. Like me, I was too busy trying to hurry up and get my college degree. Then once I got my college degree, I was like, let me find a career and something with benefits and something where I'll never have to be on welfare or depend on a man or because I just saw so much that I didn't want to become or didn't want to do. I was like, I'm only going to have two kids. I ended up having five. I'm grateful for my last three. And I said, at that time, I was with my daughter's father, but I didn't live with him, and he ended up passing away. But I was like, oh no, I'm not living with a man. I was like, absolutely not. Ain't no man telling me what to do. Um, that was just how I was thinking in my 20s. Like, you're not telling me what to do. And then I did get married later. And I did have three more children. And marriage was everything that I didn't want it to be. And that everything I thought it was going to be, it was a shit show. So, um, yeah. So what you manifest for yourself, that's what it will be. If you go into life with a certain mindset, and if you say, okay, this is what it is, because that's not what it is. Life is what you make it. And, you choose the life that you want. And you have faith and believe in what you want. Like I was just saying right now, like with, I got a huge blessing coming my way. And I was like, oh, I don't deserve it. And my mother was like, okay, you don't deserve it. How about you have this happen to you instead? We'll trade it for that. And I was like, okay, and I'm just sitting here crying about it, crying because I'm just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening for me. And I asked God for, these better days that are coming. I asked Him for that. And I was like, God, I just don't want to go through some of the things I've been through before. I want to have a better life. I want to do things differently. And when you ask God for better, sometimes it seems like, wait a minute, why did I ask for better? Because it's not coming. It's not happening fast enough. Or I asked for a better life. Why am I going through this and that? Those things are just to test your faith and to see how disciplined you're going to be and how dedicated you are to the change you want. Because you may want something better, you may want something different, but you're not exactly prepared for that. Like, are we really prepared for the things that we want out of life? To be rich, to have no worries. It takes, in order to have that type of freedom and in order to have financial freedom, it takes discipline. It takes focus. Like you're not just rich because you want to be. And even if you were to say win the lottery or to get a windfall by chance from somewhere, if you don't have the discipline and the fortitude to keep it, you will lose it. Like it'll just fly right through your hands. So I thank God for structuring me and working on me, and now I have a different mindset. I think so. You always say that simply. You said, no, thank you. I got a job, apartment, and made my way. I know that's right. I know that's right. I think, a lot of us have the same type of lifestyle. A lot of us black girls who came up, who were born in the 70s, right? Um, a lot of us have lived the same life. And, you know, some of us had better outcomes, some of us had better starts. But back then, that wasn't the norm. I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and it was normal for teenagers to have babies where I grew up at. It was normal. It was expected um, from the circle that I was in. Now, when I got grown and went to college and saw, wait a minute, all black girls don't have kids. All black girls don't have young kids young. I had to see something different. So I'm glad I saw different, and I'm glad I was exposed to different when I went to college and met different people, and when I started my career and saw that most of the women that I worked with were married, or if they weren't married, they didn't have children yet. So I was exposed to something different. But I said, what, 20 minutes ago I was getting off of here so I can go eat. All right, we're going to talk again, girl. Thanks for stopping by. Um, and you haven't went live yet. You supposed to be in gone live. I'm glad that you're feeling better because I know you were sick for a week or so there. I'm glad that you're feeling better. Um, I was trying to get a little sick too. Um, with my asthma or whatever, I was starting to get a little short of breath, doing too much. I was doing way too much. I mean, I'm talking just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, um, shoveling stuff, doing stuff I know I don't have no business doing. But honey, I was doing the doggone thing, and I said, "Up, I gotta take a break." I had to take to my bed for a day. I had to lay down and rest and get some rest and just veg out all day. And the next day I felt better. So he was down 10 days. Ooh, ooh. Thank you. All right. Have a good day, honey.